Yo, what's up, guys? It's Corn70 here. As you probably could tell from the title, who is better? And this video is just gonna be opinion based, like my opinion. To me personally, who I think is better, either the Golden State Warriors or the Phoenix Suns. Now, this is not going based off record. Obviously, the Suns have the better record by 7 games over the Warriors, and they actually have the best record in the NBA. But you got to look at the roster, you got to look at coaching, and you got to look at how they play when there's injuries. For example, me personally, I think the Suns have the better team. I think they are the better team. That's not to say that the Warriors can't win in a 7-game series against the Suns. I mean, if that happens, that's going to be a really fun series, and I kind of hope it does happen in the playoffs, especially in the Western Conference Finals, because I feel like that series will go to 7 games, and I can see the Warriors winning. But me personally, in my opinion, I think that the Phoenix Suns are the better team, just for the fact that the Suns have been playing really good basketball since the Chris Paul injury, and now the Devin Booker, not injury, but he's in health and safety protocols, and who knows when he's going to be back. I know it's just a small sample size, only 3 games, and against weaker opponents, except for the Bucks. Bucks were they're a formidable team. They're the defending champs, but you gotta look at how they play. And when I watched the Phoenix Suns, when Chris Paul and Devin Booker were not out there, I saw a team that if they didn't have those 2 players for the entire season, they could still make the playoffs as like the 7th or 8th seed. And when I look at the Warriors, they barely made the play-in just with Steph. Now, obviously, with Steph, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, they are a championship contender. But when you look at, let's say, the Warriors had Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green not out there, they would not be a playoff team. They would be the bottom tier team. And it's proven fact that happened because it did happen. Klay Thompson was out. Steph Curry was out. They did have Draymond, but there's only so much Draymond can do. And then when you look at the Suns, their 2 superstars, Devin Booker, and I guess Chris Paul is still a superstar in the fact that he could still run the offense. He still gets you the assists. He can still get you 15 a game. When those 2 players are not out there, the Phoenix Suns still find a way to win games, and that's a part to Monty Williams and the coach and the coaching staff. Now, not saying that Steve Kerr is not a good coach. Steve Kerr is a tremendous coach, and he deserves recognition for what he's done in Golden State. But I just have a feeling that if Klay Thompson, Steph Curry was not out there on the court, the Warriors would not be a playoff team. And when Devin Booker and Chris Paul are not on the court, the Suns are still, in my opinion, a playoff team. So it just shows how deep the Suns are. And just shows how collective they are. Like, they are a well chemistry team. Like, if you watch that Knicks game, back on Friday, it looked like the Knicks were gonna blow them out. It looks like they were blowing them out. They're up 10. Now, obviously, losing Randall hurt the Knicks hard because Randall was on fire that game. He had the Suns' number. But the Suns didn't give up. They found the open man. They knew who was hot that game, and that happened to be Cam Johnson, who ultimately hit the game winner. They found him in crunch time. Literally, when there was 7 seconds to go, down by 2, need a bucket, they went to the guy who they thought could get the bucket, and that was Cam Johnson. It's just, when I was watching that game, it just looked like they were still in collective form. Like, they knew what they were doing, and they just had that playoff team feel, even without Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And when Chris Paul and Devin Booker do come back, I think they're a legit title contender, and I think they should be the favorites to win it all this year. I'm saying it now. I think they should be the favorites to win it all. Like, They took the Milwaukee Bucks, who had the big three out, I think. You know, they had Giannis, they had Chris Middleton, and Chris Middleton went off that game. He had, 42? They held Giannis in check, mostly because of foul trouble, but they still held him in check. And Jrue Holiday was out there. I think that's their big three that they keep talking about. They're out there. And the Suns nearly beat them. It's just they played a little bad down the stretch. You can't win them all. You just can't. But those 3 games, they played really good basketball. Yeah, they played the Blazers. They blew them out. And the Blazers, you're supposed to blow out the Blazers. But the Knicks, I don't really look at them as a bad team. Yeah, their record isn't as bad as they say, but on paper, they got some really good players on that team. RJ Barrett, one of the young upcoming superstars in this league. They got Julius Randle, who is a really, really good role player. I'm not going to really say superstar. Yeah, he was an all-star last year, but he has to show me a little bit more to call him a superstar. Maybe he's on the borderline star range, but he can still get you 25 a game, 25-10 a game. And then you got Mitchell Robinson, another young rim protector. That's what he is, a rim protector. I mean, this man gets offensive boards like crazy. And then you got players like Alec Burks and Evan Fournier, your sharpshooters who can get you 3 or 4 3-pointers a game. This team's a good team, and and they played the Knicks hard and they beat them. I mean, it really should have been a Knicks win, but the Suns didn't give up and they came back to win that game. And they really almost won yesterday against the Bucks. That's why I just feel like the Suns are the better team versus the Golden State Warriors. Now, like I said, I don't really expect... How should I put this? I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors beat the Suns in the playoffs. I wouldn't really be surprised because, well, the Warriors are still a really good team, especially when Draymond comes back. But in my opinion, I think the Suns are the better team in the West, and I think in the NBA. Now, on the Eastern side, I think that the 76ers should be the team to beat, especially with the new Harden Embiid duo. That duo is lethal. Jeez, I cannot speak today. But I still think the Suns can beat the 76ers in a 7-game series. And I think the Suns should be the favorites to win it all this year. My top 3 teams to win it all this year is the Warriors, Suns, and 76ers. And maybe the Bulls, if they can, get healthy and start playing well against the better teams. Because the Bulls, they're that team who plays well but can't beat the good teams. DeRozan has played out of his mind this year, especially recently. But until they can prove to me they can beat the good teams, I don't really count them as a title contender. But no, I think the 76ers have a good shot of winning it all. The Warriors always, especially with Clay back and Curry and Draymond and Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole and all that jazz. Not the Jazz. But like I said, I think the Suns should be the favorite, and I think they're the better team. I think the Suns are a little bit deeper than the Warriors, and I think they're just better coached, to be honest. Head-to-head, Steve Kerr and Monty Williams are both really, really good coaches, and they've done well at their respective franchises, but I think that this year, and I just think Monty Williams has the edge, just a tad. It's not a big edge, but I think it's a small edge over Steve Kerr. But I'm really hoping that we see the Warriors and Suns in the Western Conference Finals. I think that would be a fun series to watch, and I think that will go to distance. I think that will go to 7 games. I know I really didn't explain myself well. I wasn't really prepared for this video. I thought I was, and then I wasn't. But if you could understand anything I said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Who do you think is the better team, the Warriors or the Suns, when everybody's healthy? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe. My next video will be a NBA rebuild of the Orlando Magic, and that's coming out in the next couple of days. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take it easy.